Welcome to Core Finance London, where I'm joined by Mike Ingram, strategist at BGC Partners. How are you today, Mike?
I'm very well, exactly. Thank you.
Right, I know one of your favourite topics is the Fed, so we'll try not to talk about that too much today. But Janet Yellen, somebody wrote that she blinked, and that's why the stock markets have rallied so much yesterday.
Yeah, I think the messaging out of the Fed has been quite erratic in recent months, actually. So, you know, I said the broad backdrop is they say we're data-driven. The data incoming on inflation has certainly been relatively soft. The Fed's excuse has been it's been transitory, but it's been transitory for an increasingly long time, i.e. doesn't appear to be necessarily transitory. So, but yet they've been keep kind of saying, we believe in our dot plot. Of course, they had a recent opportunity to update their dot plot. They're still going for 3 rate hikes this year, 3 rate hikes 2018, and 3 rate hikes in 2019. And in addition, they're talking about reducing the Fed's balance sheet. But again, it shifted another gear yesterday, where she said, well, actually, we've got to admit that the inflation numbers are a bit soft. So the market's taken that as a cue to saying, we're right all along. We think that even if the Fed does put another rate hike in place this year, we don't believe their 2018 forecast. We don't believe their 2019 forecast. The market's currently effectively discounting just 1 rate hike in each of those years at the moment. And who can blame them? I mean, over the years, the Fed has cried wolf so many times, and the market has almost always, in those cases, been vindicated.
So we look at the first slide, which may back what you're saying. So Fed Yellen says rate and portfolio plans on track, cautions on inflation. And then moving along. AstraZeneca rumors that the CEO is about to head for the hills, join a rival company, which is obviously never very good. Pascal Soriot to possibly join an Israeli rival. So, in fact, the drugs company Teva.
Teva, yes. Know it well.
Okay.
Yeah, not that I'm a cynic, Zach, but I would say having successfully fought out the unwanted attentions of Pfizer a few years ago, he's now making before the hills before people realise that the investors were sold a pup, and actually all this growth that he was saying was going to materialise isn't going to happen at all.
Yeah, I mean, the real goal of any UK pharmaceuticals company is to be taken over by a US rival, isn't it?
At the right price, but obviously, was it £55? I think it was not the right price, but anyway. I don't know.
Okay, let's move along. Sound Energy shares down, I think, 40% over the last month. So the main asset there in Morocco, the Sidi Mokhtar project, and investors clearly fretting a little bit about how the company may get that asset out of the ground. But at the moment, shares were described as being at a point of maximum opportunity by some. Going on to the pound, rebounded quite strongly. Euro sterling especially fell back as, in the wake of, the market sort of managed to grapple with Ben Broadbent's comments regarding a possible interest rate hike. So the pound spike sort of collapsed and then has recovered over the last 24 hours, especially against the dollar. The dollar weakness is the main theme here?
Well, it's been the main theme this year, isn't it? Because I think the market consensus was that it was only a matter of time until we saw, for instance, parity or lower with the euro, and of course that precisely the opposite has happened. Dollar index is down 5.5–6% this year, and frankly, if the market continues to get whiff that Janet Yellen is getting very wobbly on the Fed's dot plot, then that can only undermine the dollar further. And of course, dare I say it, I'm opening this door, perhaps unwisely, there is a sort of broad political backdrop in the US which continues to be very interesting.
Well, so how long do you give the deep state to get rid of Donald Trump then?
I wouldn't bet against impeachment this year, the way this is going. I mean, ultimately, it depends how long this special investigation takes, doesn't it? I can't imagine.
Carried out by the FBI, apparently, isn't it?
It's Robert Mueller, who's
former FBI person.
Yeah,
so he'll be totally objective, obviously.
I think he will be. I think that may be part of the problem. But
It'll be too objective.
He'd be too objective, and who knows? I mean, Nixon tried to sack various people who got a bit too close to Watergate, and that backfired on him.
Well, I'm just waiting for the chance to shake Donald Trump by the hand when he visits this country.
I mean, you couldn't make this stuff.
He's gonna. I can just see that visit taking place so clearly. Next slide. Economic calendar, PPI for June in the US and initial jobless claims, and then we go on with Janet Yellen blinking away in terms of raising interest rates anymore. Core number, we're trying to guess what this is. Neither of us could come up with what it actually is. But
US GDP in dollars?
No, I think it's unfortunately US debt.
Looks a bit high to me, but I don't know. There might be some off-balance sheet stuff there, but
quite a lot.
okay. So I am right ballpark though. I'm right economy, but
Yes,
but that's
yes.
That's a projection, I think, rather than the actual number. There was a Congressional Budget Office review of the medium-term finances of the US, and they upped. I forget the precise number. I think it was in the region of $115 billion for this year. Bigger deficit and sort of $500 billion plus cumulative increases in the deficit. So basically saying fiscal policy is a problem over the medium term.
But that number is just, I mean, if you think about it, it gives you a headache. It's that big, isn't it? It's just really, really...
Yeah, I mean, we don't put the zeros in it. It'll get to the point where you have to have, employ scientific notation.
Well, we shall
10
see.
to the power of,
We shall
whatever.
see. Hopefully we won't see. But Mike Ingram, strategist at BGC Partners, thanks for opening the Core Finance show today.